Damn it. One second, chat. What up, Bishal? All right, got those done and out of the way. All right. I have to do one thing for work quick on my work laptop, but we're gonna hang out. I'm gonna stay on stream while I do that. I'm gonna try to knock this out quick. Let me move chat over here. And we'll do that. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? I need to what am I doing here? I want to go there, and then I want to go up there. Get blocked. So I need to come in here. What the heck? I never remember git work tree commands. Bro, how's my mug already dead? The fuck? Was it git work tree? Is it delete? Remove. Trying to decide username on new Linux install, and it was the hardest decision. But dude, that is a hard decision. I had like 5 names already. None like sweet, but just as bad. Listen, you're doing great. All right. Why is this an asshole? All right, we're just gonna see if that works. We'll do that later. We'll bump this over here. All right. I can't remember where we left off yesterday. Let's see here. Why am I in this file? Then let's update this stuff. All right, maybe I got it. Nice, I did. Okay. Hodl chat. I gotta do one thing for work. That's gonna be annoying. HTTP client, headers. Where's my intercept here? There it is, intercept request. Let's actually add one of these guys here. We'll say we've got a private read-only service. So this is a string. And I'll say in here, this dot service is equal to process.env dot service name question mark or unknown. And then we'll go to our headers in our interceptor, and we'll say request dot headers. We'll do X for cell service is going to be equal to this dot service. And we'll fix that type. And then we're going to do the same thing to our other client. No, I'm just talking out loud, so it's not like I'm just sitting here slumped over doing nothing. Bro, I honestly hate Lua Snip. I can move all right, we do have some tests to fix. Come on here, fetch client. X for cell service, and it'll be process.env.service name or unknown. Okay, let's go ahead and publish that. Actually, I need to do one thing there quick. Let's see here. It's for self-service, that looks good. We'll go. So I'm setting up this reverse proxy at work to basically proxy all of our, here, let me back up and explain what I'm doing. So we have, actually we can go here, right? So if we do domains, yeah. So we have a bunch of different services that pass through and hit our upstream registrar. So we have an upstream partner that we go through to get all the pricing on all this stuff, to do registration, to do transfers, all that stuff. And we have probably like 15-ish services running that interact with our upstream partner that all go through a client SDK. And some of our services that use this, for example, are projects microservice that powers, like, you know, if you're like in here, that's a good one. Like the thing that powers a lot of this and like all this stuff, our projects microservice that uses our client, and this is probably our most heavily scaled service at Vercel. And we are starting to exceed the number of allowed TCP connections for our upstream partner. So I'm working on basically proxying everything through Nginx and multiplexing it and constraining it down to our allowed number of TCP connections. And I also want to, I don't have Datadog set up yet on, I don't have Datadog set up on this Nginx box yet, but I do want to see what services are passing requests through. So it's like I'm basically implementing poor man's tracing right now. So that's what I'm doing on my work laptop here quick. which is really just passing through some extra headers. So this shouldn't take me very long. Sorry about that. I got AI doing some stuff. What up, MS? Ah, shit. There we go. Got a heating pad on my back right now. I got the wire all. Let's. Okay, this is good. Let's default to. Yeah, we are actually. Let me see if the team's made some progress here. Let me blur real quick. Actually, fuck it. I don't need to blur. All right, so this is the current version, and I should be able to get to our, enable new search by page. Pop that on. Boom. So let's say foobar baz 39. I don't know what the coloring means. But yeah, we're cooking on it. This is hitting a dev environment right now. But this is all powered by streaming from Effect RPC. Let me see if I can see. Yeah, here we go. I don't know if it uses the same connection here. Does it throw that under WebSockets? It's doing, I'm assuming server-side events. I actually don't know how to find. Foobar baz. There we go. I guess it just comes back. But yeah, it's using JSON lines and sending this stuff back. Hi Dylan, is the search handled by the registrar or are you caching huge number of domains? we are we're not doing on that particular search right now. The one I was just showing you, there's not a ton of heavy caching going on yet, but we will be. The one cool optimization that we have on the screen I was just showing you, is for the availability checks. So when we check availability, where can I do this? What is Excalibur? Do I have this in here? This might be up to date on our current architecture. This is close. This is kind of the full architecture. This is pretty up to date. It's not super obvious here. Okay, yeah, here. This is the optimization. We basically race for every single domain. We race 2 requests to check availability. We race a DNS check for a service of authority. I forget what the S stands for. Against our domain cache. And then we also make a request in parallel to our upstream registrar. And the optimization here is that this DNS resolver is super fast at resolving compared to, Redis would obviously tell us fastest, but like we're gonna get a lot of cache misses on this. But this right here, querying the SOA record versus going to a third-party API is so much faster, even though name's very fast. If we get a record back, an SOA record back for a domain, that means it is registered and there's an active DNS zone there. So the presence of a DNS record indicates that the domain is not available. So that's a clever optimization we have for availability checks. Start of authority. Yes, that's what it is. All right, let me do that. I have to go over here and output in this chat the correct agent config. I got so much dog hair on my laptop. All right, copy that. This should only take me like 5 minutes tops. All right, we'll grab those. I'll go back to, let's see here. RFC-1035 is the domain name specification. It's this guy here. I'll drop it in chat. It's basically the outline for how DNS works. Okay. I gotta copy these over to my one other client quick. Let's see here. We can do this. We can do that. What branch am I on here? This seems wrong. What? Open SRS client, Vim. I gotta frickin'. I have so much work chat and so little time to do it. I probably have enough work on my team to keep 5 devs busy for over a year, easy. All right, do that, and now we'll say yanking that. Go to add header to the structured log output. All right, but some other interesting AI is running over there again. Another interesting optimization we're gonna try to do is we are gonna try to parse. Let me see if I can get logged into this here. I probably need to be on this side. Whoops, Jesus. I can root zone database. Yeah. So this guy right here. Oh, sorry for the flashbang. All right, so that's not even, there we go. Let's just say we go to like, I don't know, what's a decent one? AI. So ICANN has this thing called the root zone database. So like the root DNS zone is like your TLD, so .com, .org, .whatever, and it has basically a list of every registered hold on, let me get to this website so I can show you. Can I log in here? Yeah. 1 second. The long story short is they have this root database for every zone, for every TLD, and it's basically every registered DNS zone. And that has the, that's basically a, I don't know what the word, that's like isomorphic for, it's isomorphic for every registered domain. So you can basically, you're allowed to sync with this data set once every 24 hours. So once every 24 hours, you can sync with the centralized zone database here. And this effectively can tell you, let me download one that would be like a good example here. Let's do AI. AI is a good one. It's a hot domain. If we go and look at this, come on, where's AI? Is it not in here? There has to be in here. AI. Really? Do I not? AI? That's weird. Okay, well, how about we do dev? Yeah. So I'll show you what this dev file looks like. You're allowed to download this basically once a day. And so this like single TLD is 120 megs of just text, gzipped. And the plan is we're gonna have this sync every night. We're gonna sync basically at least our like top 20, 25 sold domains. So basically like everything above the fold over here. And I don't think these are our most popular TLDs right now. But so we'll sync this list for all of our most popular TLDs. And then when we sync it overnight, we'll have a job that goes through and we'll load it into a Bloom filter. And then an additional optimization is when we're doing doing like availability checks, is we'll check the Bloom filter, which has a 01 lookup, right? And if there is a cache miss, that tells us for sure. Hold on, I'm getting this backwards. For everyone that doesn't know, a Bloom filter is a probabilistic data structure that like can condense a bunch of data and compact it nice and tight and small. So you can put like millions of entries into a Bloom filter and it only takes up a little bit of memory. But it will say for certain if a item is not in the set, and then it can also tell you if it maybe is in the set. So if it's not in the set, we know that the domain is available. So basically by kind of taking advantage of the properties of a Bloom filter, we can determine in 01 time whether a domain is available or not. So that's another optimization we're doing. And I'll show you what this root zone file looks like in a second. Why did you guys come in? Good morning.
Because I fit you.
Good morning. What?
What day are you on for that sweatshirt?
I don't know, like 2 or 3.
I think maybe 3 or 4.
Whatever.
Nasty. Do you know if they ate?
They did eat.
They did eat. Oh, good. I was gonna say, Bodhi's being rather calm.
Yeah, he ate.
Everybody's already.
Hold on, I'm losing my train of thought.
I'm sorry, I messed it up.
Let me see if. Yeah, exactly. We take advantage of never false negatives. Do the TLDs update every day? Yeah. So we're going to sync it. We'll basically have a job where you can set this up to get pushed. That website right here, or wherever I was. You can basically put in a SFTP server and they'll push all of the zones that you're approved for to your SFTP server. So we'll basically sit there and just have a fucking Lambda fire as soon as we get those events, and then we'll parse them, which I really want to show this list here. 26 seconds. Cool. And we'll load it into a Bloom filter, and that Bloom filter will be basically replicated across all of our points of presence. And yeah, you'll get basically instant availability checks. We'll have instant price checks. We don't even have our price optimizations in yet. We sync our TLD prices twice a day. So we'll also get by TLD instant lookup on that. The exception is if a domain is premium. Premium domains is the thing that like ruins everything, but we think we have a way around that. I think we have a way to get a list of premium domains per registrar. Let's go here and we'll go to downloads. All right, this was why. Oh yeah, it's right here. We need to uncompress it. I don't know what the command claude-p extract. I know how to extract tars, but not gzips. Extract dev.txt.gz. Doing a tar, it's xzf, and I always remember that because it's like extract z file. G unzip, great. All right. That never works in oil. All right, so here's what a root zone file looks like. Oh, it's loading, big file. So you can see it has the DNS records for every single .dev domain in existence. So we can go through here and basically dedupe these, and for each of these, load these into the Bloom filter. Like, right there, there's my domain. I have a domain on Cloudflare for testing. Yep. Anyone have a .dev? I guarantee you if you have a .dev, it's in here. Well, Liam, it's not even every number, right? Or it's not even every line, because like these are not, every line is not an individual DNS zone or domain. It's a DNS record. So like here you can see I have two NS records for my domain. So we really just need to do one here. Like if we see the same one twice, we just skip it. So that reduces the memory even more. But like, dude, the size of the .com, I think the size of the .com file is like, it's like 11 gigs compressed. It will, right? So we have to do SWR. Well, really, if we don't see it, we still have to fall back to a check anyways, so it's okay. We get the O1 check for domains we know are registered every night, right? And then if it's not in here, right, we basically fall back to, we'll basically race this. We'll race the SOA, start of authority record check. We'll also then race a request to our upstream registrar provider. And on a cache miss on any of them, we basically do stale while validate. Yeah, Redis has a Bloom filter built in. Yeah, we're just going to use Redis's Bloom filter. I have to publish this node module. 1 second, chat. So that's a cool optimization. And allegedly, every TLD has to publish their list of premium domains, and registrars can request that. So theoretically, we can also get O1 lookup on premium domains by getting the list of like reserved premium domains from each TLD.
The gospel of the camel.
We're just going to have to do manual outreach.
I speak the gospel of the dunes.
That means if that's true, that means we basically have O1 lookup on availability.
Come right, O camel,
we have O1 lookup on prices, and we have O1 lookup on premium status. So that means that as you type on Vercel domains, it's instant lookup for basically every piece of information, making us the fastest. Should make us the fastest domain search, like on the web. I'm very excited to get it all built. Thank you, Purplish. Git commit, update. HTTP agent config and add X Vercel service header. Git push. We also want to do a npm version patch npm git push npm publish. Oh, son of a bitch. One-time passwords, chat. 1 second. I guess it makes sense that to publish a Vercel package, I would need to put in a one-time password for npm, huh? The 1 billion row challenge, but not for real world purpose. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for the .com one. Like, we're going to have to stream the file because we can't, the boxes that we're going to be running the parsing on won't have enough RAM to hold to hold the entire .com list in memory. So we're going to have to stream line by line, which I think is mildly amusing. Like, there's some cool challenges we have in domains that you wouldn't expect. Like, our domains, even like our current upstream client provider, the thing I'm working on right now here off to the side, we're getting like roughly 100. Vercel is sending roughly between 80 to 120 requests per second from our services to our upstream provider. Is it a publicly accessible file? Not by default. You can come to ICANN and make this website. You can come to icann.org and make an account. And then when you go to your ICANN account, you go to the centralized zone database. And in here, you basically can click create new request. And then you can just click all TLDs and just be like, I don't know, make something up here about like doing a data science project or something. And then you submit it. And then once you're approved, you can download the root zone file once a day. And so like these are all the zone files that Vercel is approved to pool, which some of these are like weird domains, but like we haven't got approved for CEO, and I requested this like so long ago. I still occasionally have these, like some of these TLDs like are ran by tiny little countries that don't really check their ish. I got denied for .total. Like, why? Okay. Yeah, since last night at 2 a.m., we've sent 41.6 thousand requests to our upstream registrar. Gotta get that down. All right, so that got published. Jump over here. It is a lot of requests. And I even like, I added a optimization last week or 2 weeks ago. I tweeted about it. That cut one of our endpoints down by like 2 million requests a month. And a lot of this is just like legacy services that were written like 6-7 years ago and were never built to operate at the scale we're at. Right here. Vercel domains team used caching. It was super effective. So this is what, I don't know what the time span here is, but this request or this particular command to our upstream provider was doing like 2.3 million requests a month, and we're down to like, I don't know, like under 100,000, like 80,000 now. Like, look at that drop. This doesn't even do it justice. The cache hit rate. This is a cache hit rate over the first weekend, and this cache has the property where it is very long lived. So over time, the cache hit, as the cache continuously warms and gets better and better over time. So there's a bunch of like scaling problems that you wouldn't expect to exist in a domains product at for sale. Or really in general for a domains product. So I get to work with some cool stuff. And like, it's funny because like the challenging things are largely trying to scale really old infra and like architectures and stuff to manage the scale we're at today. And then the other fun challenges are obviously we're rebuilding right now. So like doing the bloom filter stuff, right? Those are fun challenges too. But it's almost more satisfying to like optimize these old services, even though they're a total pain in the ass. It's not what I wanted. I want to go to sync pack. Open SRS client 14.2. There, keep that. CPN, sync pack, fix mismatches. Okay, that worked well. We have to update our lock file. Almost ready, chat. I'm getting ready to open a PR, and I'm just gonna have to send this PR to somebody on core platform, assuming they who's awake. Almost ready to jump back into code. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Yeah. Let me see if I can, I'll take a screenshot of this to show you guys what I'm looking at in Datadog right now. So I mentioned earlier, where will I send this? I can send this to myself on Slack. The big thing I'm trying to solve and what I'm working on like on my laptop is basically getting all of our requests to our upstream provider to go through reverse proxy through Nginx, or more specifically OpenResty, because we don't have very good tracking across all these services, and we're running into connection limit issues. Let's see, GTM, track. All right, that's opening the PR. Update. Reverse proxy plus HTTP client config. All right, PR is being published by Graphite. description. Let AI write that. Merge when ready. Write for me. Publish that. VPR. This is going to need to be approved by Mehul. Is Finstock online? No. Is anyone on Core Platform online? Jesus Christ. Somebody has to be online. Whatever, send it to Mehul. Sync pack. Post package.json updates for updating at Vercel / NSRS client. Why did Todd? Maybe he's online. 1 second, chat. I might have a person. We might be able to log this. I have no idea who that person is. Okay. What up, Morgan? All right, to show you the dashboard I'm looking at on my other screenshot, I can show you this. So I stood up this Nginx service. I stood up this Nginx service in the past couple days, and we're now sending all of our requests through this and getting much better visibility. So I'm working on like optimizing this and writing a bunch of Lua code and optimizing TCP connections and timeouts and caching and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, in the past 5 minutes, we've sent 10.6 thousand requests that resolved successfully. That's crazy.
Functions describe the world.
That's crazy, chat. All right. Let's get into what we're actually doing on stream this morning now that I have that done. Hopefully Core Platform can get that approved. All right, let's get out of this thing. We don't need to be looking at that zone file anymore. Over here, we have a test failing for validates the maximum name size boundary. Labels test 591. Labels test online 591. So let's see here. I think if we run this, let's go down here and run watch. All right, so we have one failing test out of 130. Actually more than 130 because a bunch of these are property tests, which means they run 100 times with different randomly generated values. What is this test saying? Validates maximum name size boundary. 255 bytes. Create names approaching. We create 63 labels that are filled with A's. Oh no, we create a single label that is label. Did this do math wrong? I'm wondering if this did math wrong. Well, let's see here. Do we have... Where's my mouse at? My cursor. I'm guessing this thing did math wrong. 252. It did not add the... You're so dumb. This would be... It never added the incest. We'll say this is length label or length byte is going to be length 1, and we're going to fill it with 63 is the length. In fact, I can just do from an array, right? We can come in here and be like this, right? That's a valid, yeah. So then we have our length byte. The length byte, I don't even need to do that. Well, what is this actually testing here? Name is a struct that has labels. I guess this technically... What is the command to only run this test? Okay, so that's how we do it. -T. Yeah, we'll like that, and we'll get out of here. And then let's say bun run test And then we'll do that. And we can jump back here and delete this. And then I think we can jump to the end of the line and do --watch. There we go. All right, so now we're running an individual test. Expected false, received true. Great. And implementations on the right. I want to console.log bytes. 252, 189. So we want to start this as this will be labels.length plus 1. So this will be length bytes plus null terminator byte. This should actually make this test pass. Yep. And now we should see the number that it is expecting here, which is 257. We should see, yep, 257. There we go. That was the bug. Got it. All right, let's run our full test suite and see if that breaks anything. Whoops. Probably should have got rid of that logging, huh? All right, what do we have failing now? We're failing. Let's start with labels. Test -- labels, and we'll do -- watch. Validates empty name edge case. Empty name edge. Ah, I see what I did. This is naive right here. So really, we can do a plus equal here and set this to 0. Take this comment, throw that there. And in fact, we can do plus 1. And that'll be that. And that should fix most things. Oh, we don't need the plus 1 here. Because we started adding the length. Is there a order of operation thing here that's weird? No. Bytes plus equal 1. Null terminator. Morgan, are you still here? I just saw you ask for the Lisa appearance. add number of bytes for the label plus 1 for the length byte. Let's actually do this backwards because it's 1 plus delete to there. Length byte plus number of bytes for the label. This still isn't like the best. There we go. Clever. How about that little plus plus? Mom. 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 Morgan wants to talk to you. She's on my Twitch stream. No. You don't have to block it. Just come in when we're back. Morgan, she'll be in a minute. She is mixing sourdough stuff right now, Morgan. I don't want to initialize. Oh, that is actually. Yeah, we can do that. Labels.length. Yeah. And then we don't have to add that, you're right. I'll do the same thing. Smart. Yeah, I do live in my mom's basement. Okay, let's. Winnie, what are you looking? Sounds horrible. All right. See, are we passing everything else? Great. I do want one more thing here. This is going to cause a lot of things to fail, but we should do it because we're going to have to eventually do it anyways. Between, is this the minimum one and is this inclusive? I never remember if between is inclusive or exclusive. Falls within, so it's inclusive. This is going to cause a bunch of tests that fail. Let me check when the ads are coming. We'll snooze ads. There we go. $28 failed. Yeah, and it's all because we just did. Whoa. What is the way to test this? This is so annoying. We're just gonna have Claude do this, I think. Claude, do continue. I just added this validation to our name schema. This is causing tests to fail. Please run our tests. Create a list of the failing tests. And then
Is there more salt?
maybe. It might be up high.
Sorry.
Yep. No, don't worry about it. No, it won't make a difference. Okay, listen. Then dispatch or spawn tasks / Claude code subagents to go ensure that encoded byte length always reflects the labels key plus the length byte. That is meditation time chat. Let's see if I can get this to work. I'm still figuring out how to force Claude to actually do things in a single prompt concurrently. Yeah, I know. Kraut's been MIA a little bit. All right, let's see if Claude can figure this out. I have a sneaking suspicion for that last to do, it's not going to actually spawn them concurrently. Oh, it actually did. Whoa, 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 whoa. The hell are you doing? Brother? Never, ever, ever update the implementations. This make sure each subagent receives at CloudMD as part of its instructions. You stupid ass bot. For shame. Make it feel bad, chat. We put this explicitly in the freaking instructions yesterday. Look at this. It has it right here. Testing. Critical rule. Never modify test to accommodate incorrect implementation. Do not adjust, weaken, or modify test. The human follow the human. We are projecting. Yes. I treat my AI like I treat a fraternity pledge. EffectMCP is the docs server. Oh, here's my mom chat. Everyone say good morning to my chat. Or oh, the ads are in progress. That's so funny. Morgan was worried about this. Give it a minute.
Functions describe
Morgan's currently
the world.
watching an ad for the next 45 seconds. What are we listening to? Did somebody request this? Quayu. Okay, it was requested. Hi, Sadie. 1 second, Morgan. What up, low level? Calm you down, treat. Yeah, you're right. I should be nicer to the bots. All right, she's got. All right. Come say hi.
Where?
Come step in front of the webcam. Who cares? Chat, this is my mom. She's visiting from Pennsylvania and making sourdough. My
Hi.
sister's in chat. My sister's Molly760.
Hi, Morgan.
Neil said, good morning, Miss
Good morning,
Mulroy.
everybody.
Chat, do AMA for my mom. Anyone have questions for my mother?
Colonoscopy, that's funny. What are you missing, Morgan?
They're asking for a sourdough recipe.
It's a process I can share. Morgan, I'll make more.
What are we doing?
I'm hiding. For
Are you
what?
really hiding behind me? What are you doing? Don't hide behind me.
Why are you hiding?
Because I don't really want to be on. Because, yeah,
Wait, why are you here?
Morgan wanted to say hi.
Oh. That's so funny.
Morgan, call me later. Bye, everybody. Need to go mix sourdough.
My day started, I got dressed for work, and there was a hole in my pants.
Nice.
I'm so upset. Now I have to wear jeans, which are toasty, instead of my linen pants. Which
Mom,
are
Chad
cool.
asked if I was a good kid. And did you know that I have skill issues?
Yes. To skill issues.
Fuba,
He was a good kid.
yes to skill issues or yes to being a good kid?
Yes to a good kid. Skill issues, maybe.
Thanks. Thanks.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, there's so many dogs in here. Hi, Brinley. Hi, pretty girl. My mom also has 2 golden retrievers.
Like the seam came apart, and I'm just like, damn it. Because I also think someone carried them. I'm only a little upset. It's fine. They made it 2 years. They were a little too short on me anyways. Because that was before I knew I had to order longs. So, buddy, now I'm gonna order new pants. And it's kind of your fault, but that's okay because you're handsome.
I need this PR merged.
Why do you have 2 laptops up?
I am trying to partially get some work done for work over here. The thing I pushed, I was up to like 1 a.m. Getting that one fixed out. So Reese didn't get paged overnight. And what's funny is Reese got paged at 6:59 this morning for a totally unrelated issue.
That's good. Like 6:59 our time?
Yeah, which would have been what,
Oh.
3:59 his time.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it sucks. And it was like basically like it wasn't even something he needed to get paged for, which is annoying. We need to fix that.
Good.
Good.
Excellent.
But
So he's gonna have it.
I've had monitoring up all overnight on the changes I pushed before bed last night, and I was hoping to get something merged here, but I don't know if anyone's in on core platform yet.
It's pretty rude.
Bench stocks
How dare
Bubble
they
is green, so I think he might get me.
How dare they not be online? Aren't most of them West Coast?
Hmm?
Aren't most of them West Coast?
Finstock's New York.
Oh, then never mind.
I think. I don't know where. I think Mayhol's in St. Louis.
Does this look okay without a belt?
What? Looks good.
That's fine, okay. Thanks, goodbye. Love you.
Love you. I have to give an interview at what time? At 10. So we're gonna have to wrap up a little early. I don't really want to give an interview. Dude, I have such a busy day. That sucks. Holy moly. I'm giving an interview. I'm proctoring a Vercel interview. Bro, I ain't leaving Vercel. You're crazy if I'm leaving Vercel. Alright, come on, y'all. What are we doing? Sure. This is probably using Opus, I bet. Alright. Dude, that's a lot of tokens. I wonder if it would have been faster to go serially. I missed what Sinan did. Yeah, kind of sketch, especially auth. Like coming in and just dropping a random auth package. It's kind of sketch. Did you change any tests to pass even though the logic is wrong? Did you or any of the agents all right, let's see if this bot is right. Oh yeah, chat. All right, let's go look at the tests. I want to look at the git diff that it just committed. We do have a lot of good test coverage. I'm not gonna lie. All right, great. We don't have any skips. Do we have any only? No. Git push. Git push. We can go look at GitHub. Oh. Let's go here, GitHub. Yo, some Watsky? Let's go. Did somebody request Watsky? Nah, that's just off mine. I fucking love Watsky. Pizza. Shirts. Hearts. Get them here. Yep, these. Alright, cool. This thing looks like it did what it was supposed to. Yep. Yep. That's actually not. Oh, yeah, that is inaccurate. Well, that's inaccurate because. Whatever. I'm okay with that for now. Yeah, if you click down at the bottom, you'll see the thing that says like be like the little diamond thing and then purple brackets where it says bits. If you click that and then click request Spotify song, you can paste a link in that and it'll parse it and add it to the queue. All right, that looks good. All right, chat, it's fine. Time to finally do compression. How many times I still love you? Where you been? So when we are decoding a message, where is the message actually? We need a grep for it. Type message. Is it interface message? Let's check the index. Types. Did we accidentally delete the message? Okay, well, that's fine. All right, so we're gonna add message.ts. We're gonna come in here and we're gonna say export type is going to equal message. And we'll do read only. And this is gonna have a header which will be our header. We're going to have a question, which is a question. We're going to have a, I'm never going to remember this. It's going to have like a authority section. RFC-1035. Can bump that over to like there, bump this over to here, move this over to there, and then the layout is, we have the resource record. I just want the full message. Yeah, here we go. Resource records. So we'll have answer, which will be, and this is a resource record. And this will be a read-only array of that. And then we have authority. And then we have additional. And we can go ahead and make a schema for this. Const message equals schema.struct. Import that. And now we have these. Paste that. I think we want header from U8 array. Yeah. In fact, this header is like kind of internal. We can come back and rename things, but this should be header from U8 int array. Winnie. Brother. Guys, can we relax? This is going to be a question from U8 int array. And this is going to be resource. What do we call this? Resource record from U8 array. So I thought. Right. And this is going to get imported, and this is going to be schema.array. This actually isn't completely correct here. This actually should be the header schema. And this should be the question schema. Is that not exported? It's not. That becomes that. All right, so now we have this message that ends up looking like, they're almost like raw. I wonder if we should convert these. I wonder if we do convert to text here rather than making these raw. We could always just like add 2 string functions on them. No, that would be I guess it doesn't matter for now. That's an easy problem to fix later. Let's keep them in the format they're in, and let's go ahead and we need a export const message from uint8 array. This is where it starts, chat. This is where all our work on all these parsers comes into play. Schema dot transform or fail, and we're going to go from a schema dot uint8 array from self to a message. We're going to be strict is true. Our decode, we're just going to throw to do. And then our encode, same deal. And this is going to be our uint8 array. Right? Yep. And in here will be our message. And we should have like answer 0 dot type. Yeah, look at that. Name dot labels. Okay. What is the auto command you are using to highlight the current word and all of its occurrences? So like on schema, that is, I want to say that is part of snacks. Is it words? Yeah. I don't know what my keybind for that is though. If you search for a word, it automatically highlights it, right? Yeah, that's part of a setting though too. Like if you do like words. I have a keybind that I can turn that on and off. I just press my NVIM layer and H, and it'll turn off highlights. Yeah, asterisk will search the word underneath your, like if I asterisk here, right, like we're just going through enabled, which that's different though than the highlighting that they're talking about. All right. So a header, will a header always be the same length? I think a header will always be the same length, right? And unsigned, 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 UN bit. Yeah. So it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so a header is 12 bytes. So we can say const header is going to equal, we should just get into an effect now. I know we're going to need to be in effect.gen function star. Let's just go in here, do this, get you. This will be header uint 8 array is going to be, I have to make a new data view. And we're going to say new data view, and we're going to pass in the uint8 array, the buffer, the byte offset, uint8 array dot byte offset, and then we want to take
Functions describe the world.
what did I say? 12 bytes? We can test this by going here, and we'll just go into node, and we'll do buff equals new uint 8 array, and 1, 2. Let's say 12. Let's say 16, and then we'll do dot map x that, ignore the first one, index. That work? Okay. Yeah. And then we can do dv equals new data view buff dot buffer buff dot byte offset buff dot, no, then we want 12. And if we do dv dot buffer, byte length is 16. Why would that be 16? Byte length is 12. Oh, because it's the underlying. We have a view. Yeah. We want dv dot I think that's right. I should be able to get a, if I get uint 8. I forget what the 0 to... I forget how this works. I think this is right. Hey, hello, I had a question to Vercel, to you. What's up? Hopefully I can help. What up, Verzapin? Doggo does not need ear medicine anymore. She is her ears are much better now. One second, I gotta fix something for work quick. Great. What up, Nate? How we doing? Why am I getting... Hold on, chat. Hold on. What did we call it? Why? I hate Git sometimes.
Functions describe the world.
Why would... All right, 1 second, chat. I just gotta get one thing fixed up here. Origin main. Freaking get. There we go. All right. Yeah, right. No, they wouldn't hire me. I don't know effect. Dude, we would hire you in a heartbeat, Nate. Get out of here. I want to hire you. All right, so we grab that, and then we know we can take, for the question, I think we need we're gonna have to keep track of the encoded length. So we're really gonna want to return the encoded byte length from the question here. That way, so what this ends up looking like, right, is we'll get const, let's say header is going to equal yield star decode header. I think I might go back to security engineering, honestly. I think long-term job security might be better thanks to AI slop. Not a bad look. We've got a security team. We've got a security engineering team at Vercel that's pretty dope. Decode header uint 8 array. I guess it's not really a data view that we want, right? We want a uint 8 array dot subarray. Gets a new uint 8 array subarray. Hold on. Let's bump this down, and we want to take uint 8 array dot subarray. The first argument is the beginning, 0. The end, is that inclusive? Inclusive the end. Get a new uint 8 array view of the array buffer stored for this array, referencing the elements at begin inclusive up to and exclusive. So that'll be 13. And the last, okay, it's just 2 arguments. And just k new. Does JS's uint 8 array dot subarray share memory? Yeah, great, perfect. So then we will do that there. That will give us our header. And we just go here and we say, we can dot pipe. Actually, I don't even think we have to pipe here. We can do a effect dot map error. And this is going to take that. This is going to be error, right? Yeah, parse error. And we can do one of these nice guys here. We can do a little struct dot get, and we're going to pull out the issue key. Boom. Now we have a header. Look at that. Look at that. Beautifully parsed. Bada bing, bada boom. And then for the question, we have to do const question equals question uint8 array is going to equal uint8 array dot subarray. We're starting at index 13.
The sand is in my veins.
Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you,
Come
buddy.
ride a camel with me today.
Functions describe the world.
Subarray, and then this is going to go. You can take a slice to the end. That's okay. Because when we parse the question, do we check? Yeah. This might be problematic because I mean, we could just take the max length of the decode name from uint8 array, name from uint8 array. If it's less than 2, we go until we hit the null terminator byte. That gives us the offset. We break back out and we get the offset. Okay. What up, Suyash? There's no UI for this Dota. This is parsing binary DNS packets straight off the wire. I think we could technically do this. But I don't know how I feel about that. So I guess we can slice to 260. It doesn't matter if we overslice it. Right, we overslice. Let's say we take the 260. That will be fine. Question must have a minimum 5 bytes. That's fine. we start reading we make our question. We're gonna want to end up returning a struct that's like this for most of our stuff, having the encoded byte length, because that's gonna tell us the offset of the next part of the packet to read. Yeah. Well, let's see if we can parse a header and question. We're just going to return parse result dot fail new parse result dot, I always forget the syntax. It's like result. No. Issue. Type. And this gets our AST. I wish AST was the second argument. AST, the actual value, and then we'll say just not implemented. And we'll get the question. We should be able to decode question. This should take our question uint8 array. And we should be able to yield star this. In fact, we can probably take this map error and actually just move it to the end. And do a pipe here. Dot pipe. We'll do effect.catch tag. In fact, we don't even have to do that. Map error. The only tag we should have here is a parse error. Yeah, so then we do struct.get issue, and that gets that. Yeah. Okay, now we can just yield shit. And we can return a thing that has a header and a question. And let's see, we'll get Claude to write this. I have to wrap up in like 5 minutes to get ready for this interview. Claude, write a test for decoding our partially implemented message from uint8 array. Use realistic header and question values. The impl is in at message. All right, let's see how this thing does here. No, I don't want to tokenize because that's an extra pass over the data. And right now we just get one big uint8 array in, and we're just taking different views into that data to parse out the different pieces and trying to keep as many, we're not making any copies of it. We're just taking different views into that memory. So it's really just the cost of our allocations is effectively an extra object that has like a offset and end and is looking at the same memory that the input is. Yeah, we want this to be as fast as possible. What up, Adrian? What up, Monkey Man? No, this is my own config. Come on. So once we get this done here, we're gonna wrap up, and then tomorrow we're gonna basically update header, question, and resource record to return a struct, where we'll have the value we decoded from binary plus the encoded byte length, and that encoded byte length will let us know the offset of the following part of the packet. So like we'll have the total length of the header, even though that's static. We'll get back 12, so we know to start the question parsing at the 13th index. The question will bring back a dynamic value up to 260. There's no add-on for Cloud Code. This is just a terminal in another pane. We're using EffectTS, my guy. What add-on is it, Adrian? Just out of curiosity. No, stop it. No, we're using @effect/EffectTS. Don't change that. It's a wrapper around EffectTS to use with effect. I like being able to interrupt Cloud Code. That's the thing that I feel like is missing from everything else. It has rules. All right.
Functions describe the world.
All right, so our implementation seems to be wrong. Ah, look at that. It did the right thing. Did you see that? Since the ClaudMD instruction emphasized that I should never fix implementation code and should only focus on test correctness, failing tests are actually working as intended. They're revealing the implementation bugs. Oh, I have, remind me tomorrow, Colin, but I have licenses for, or I have like promotion codes for JetBrains products. I should add that to the bot that spits things out. Learning Astro, temporal, JavaScript, that's a different language. Why are these all different languages? I hate game dev. All right, we're just going to following. We're gonna write. All right, I gotta run to Proctor and interview chat, so I will be back tomorrow.